giving them the go signal.
Sorry about the technical issues, everyone. We should be now. They've been resolved.
Yeah. And now, while we get ready, I want to ask you about how's the match looking like so far? We have Dreadeye 2-0. What decks are left?
For Dreadeye, we just have the Highlander Shaman left. For Vaticus, we have all three of their decks, the Secret Mage, the Cleave Hunter, and the Dragon Druid.
There's a lot.
Highlander Shaman definitely. Go for it.
Okay. Now, how do you feel about these decks? Can their three decks beat Highlander Shaman? Or is this going to be an uphill battle?
I think for the Druid, it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. I know that matchup tends to be favored for the Highlander Shaman. The Mage, I'm not as familiar with, so it's hard for me to really say.
Mage, I believe,
on
is favored. The only problem with Shaman is when they have their weapon.
Yeah, the stats have the Shaman as fairly favored, but it's also a pretty low sample size. I definitely believe that if the Mage is able to get off to a good start, they can take down the Shaman.
Yeah.
I think though, with the strength of Highlander Shaman, the fact that it's going to need to lose 3 times just seems unlikely. And we're hopping into the game now. We are going to see the Druid up against the Shaman to start. And Dreadeye does have that Dr. Holiday in opening hand, so that's a good sign for the Druid and a good sign for the Shaman, a bad sign for the Druid. This is a very good hand for the Druid, though, having access to the Splish Splash Whelp, Take to the Skies, and Dragon Gold. Some of the strongest cards in the deck. Has the option to coin the Whelp turn 1 and then follow it up with Take to the Skies on the following turn. Could also play a little slower, play the Whelp on 2, and then save the coin to accelerate out the Dragon Golem.
For sure. I do think you really want to ramp early to go for the Take to the Sky, so and the question becomes, can you beat Dr. Holiday?
Dragon Golem definitely helps to do that.
Yeah. Now
the Shaman has board clears, but it doesn't have that many.
Yeah. I do like the Tempo Viper here.
Yeah. Druid doesn't run any weapons, so playing Spider Tank on turn certainly seems a lot better than hero powering and passing.
Yeah, it's completely fine. We do see an aquatic form. Now that Summer Flower Child is very good for next turn because you really want to get it up early. But I think you can just wait next turn for the other one. So just get the Cactus Construct.
Yeah, I agree. Taking the Cactus Construct as a play to make this turn as well seems to make the most sense. And then just knowing that the Flower Child's there for next turn. Okay, opts to keep the Flower Child on top as a play for next turn, save the second aquatic. Makes sense.
That's also fair.
Yeah, because after that Flower Child's played, it'll also... Okay, plays the second aquatic. Interesting.
Don't know how much I love that play, but you can go double dragon here.
Yeah, and you know you have that Flower Child for next turn, which will draw Alagos and Phi.
Yep.
And then you're guaranteed to have enough dragons in hand for these golems still.
Pretty much. Now, what do you take here?
I think Turn the Tides is probably the strongest card here in a vacuum.
I agree.
Cold storage doesn't seem great in this matchup. You, I don't know how many minions you have that you really want to be bouncing. Oscar Dehydrate, which also makes sense, is just a strong removal option.
For sure.
Yeah, we're just going to see the Flower Child here drawing both of the large dragons. Shaman is another deck that's sort of outside of Reno. It can struggle to deal with these larger minions. There's one copy of Hex in the deck.
Yeah.
I guess there is the Horn of the Windlord as well, which can act as large removal, but
And Golganeth.
the nature the nature of the Highlander deck means that it has answers, but it's not going to draw them as consistently as a deck that
Definitely
has
not.
sort of two copies of those cards.
And I mean, we do see that there are 2 Dragon Golems incoming really soon.
Yeah, this play makes a lot of sense. Just efficiently clear off stuff, keep that board presence, and then keep hitting the Shaman.
Now, I honestly think Golganeth just hammering down that 4/6 is pretty good here. There's the other option, which, yeah, that's also pretty good.
Yeah, getting that full clear, and then you have access to either the single target removal or the card draw with Golganeth next turn. As
Yeah,
far as overload cards, if you draw both Jam Session and Storm, you can clear off this board without using the Tumbleweed.
for sure.
Otherwise, okay. I'm
You're
interested
right
to see
there.
if Dreadeye goes for that or
Does
opts
look
to
like
just
it.
play the Tumbleweed. Yeah. It is a very strong play. You have 5 mana. You could even also play the Command of Neptulon for the board presence.
For sure. For sure. Now, just getting the board, making it super annoying for your opponent. The problem is, how much are you overloaded now?
Overloaded for 2. Would
Well,
be overloaded for 3 with the command.
yeah.
I might be hesitant to play the command just because if that second Dragon Golem going to be first to play your giant Tumbleweed anyways, and you don't really want to be killing off your own dudes. Maybe actually there's enough on board that even if that second Dragon Golem comes down, you can just trade into them because, okay, you
No.
see Shard Gardens now, but before that draw, there wasn't any buffs on the second Dragon Golem.
No. The Gardens changes a lot of things. 'Cause the Gardens makes the second Dragon Golem so much better. Just getting those buffs, slamming an enormous board. Next turn you have Mali. There's the question of 5, but 5 would be pretty bad here because 5 is just going to get hammered by Golganeth.
Yeah. Because Golganeth was, I think, sort of always going to be hammering
Yeah,
a minion because it's the only ability left.
pretty much.
So yeah, playing the Vi instead of just taking an extra dragon doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
No, neither does to me.
Now, there sort of is the option for Dreadeye of not even using this Tumbleweed because can clear out, three of these dragons just with things on board.
I like it.
Then actually 4 of them with things on board, clear out another one with Altered Chord, and your opponent only has 2 4/5s left, and you save that Tumbleweed for future board.
I think this is pretty good. You don't need to worry about anything else. Just make sure you get another Golganeth, because you can. And kill as much as you can. I mean, next turn you do have Yogg. That is a way to keep annoying your opponent. And you're starting to make really annoying frogs.
Yeah, the frogs are definitely starting to sort of scale up.
Yeah.
Um,
No, there's
and there's no more dragon golems from your opponent.
nope.
Now,
This is gonna be very hard for Batticus.
yeah,
Now, very quickly,
there's
while they're thinking of their play, I just want to ask you, tell us a little bit about THL. What is THL Owl?
good question. THL is a league-based or a league-based tournament that happens with each expansion cycle. Well, it's an organization that holds a league-based tournament with each expansion cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in a few different series, you compete on a team in either wild, closed list conquest, open list conquest, or closed list hero.
Mm-hmm.
And you compete against other teams of players. And then after a certain amount of weeks, depending on the amount of teams, one team is crowned the winner of that season of THL.
Nice.
It's
Sounds like a lot of
it's a
fun.
yeah, it's a fun environment. There's a lot of very good players who play in it. We see Dreadeye here representing. There's a few other players who have competed in Worlds or the former GM system who play in THL. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a great way to get better at Hearthstone, meet some other players, and have fun in a fairly casual environment.
Nice. We do see the prison of
Yeah.
Yogg-Saron coming in here. Okay. Not the best of the prisons I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, generated some card advantage, but the razor scale actually is sort of annoying for Dreadeye to
Yeah.
restrict the options this turn. Yeah. Okay, I'll have to play the Shock Hopper. Ooh, that's a that's an interesting minion.
So you could play a next turn as Reno, basically. Will be
Yeah,
the
an old
first
Reno.
time I see it. I've never seen anyone play this card.
I think I've picked it in Arena. I don't know if I've ever played it, but it's decent in Arena.
Nice.
Yeah, also has the option of because of the small deck size, large hand size, knows for sure that this Finley will get the Reno hero card. So sort of if Batticus extends on board here, has access to that Reno hero card. But on the flip side, if Batticus doesn't extend on board here, has some strong plays like the Walking Mountain or other options. Okay, yeah, because the Proto Drake drawn is going to mill a card here. But,
Yep.
yeah.
Now, you could hex and then. I honestly think Walking Mountain is actually correct here.
Yeah, having access to the heal, definitely good. I'm just looking at how the trades play out.
And you
As
hex the
you
Mally.
Yeah, you kill the frog and then hit Phi twice, take
Yep.
out the glow scale, or has the option to take out the Phi and the spine tail drake, and then kill the glow scale with the weapon, send Golganeth to the face.
Yep.
Yeah, I imagine that's what we're gonna see. Yeah, It's very efficient removal and healing.
Pretty much.
Is overloaded for 2, but because of the coin, I believe can still coin alongside Finley to guarantee that Reno hero card if needed next turn.
Pretty much. This shows how insane as well the Staff of the Nine Frogs is, because it did so much work this game. It's a completely crazy card.
Yeah.
We did not see Reno the whole game, and didn't really matter.
Well, it is the the 2 cards,
Yep.
Dr. Holiday and Reno.
Pretty much.
It's Dr. Holiday, Reno, and the Titan are sort of your 3 best cards by far.
Pretty much.
And we're seeing why at least 2 of those are so high.
I mean, honestly, the Titan would be pretty good here.
Yeah, actually, it has a lot of damage available with Horn of the Windlords as well. It's 12.
You do.
Has 24 damage currently.
Who's gonna go for that?
Looks like
lethal?
he's gonna go for Reno here.
Or Reno. Yeah, you're right. Thought there was some surprise lethal that he could be thinking of for a second.
Not that I'm aware of, but I think Reno does place from a very strong position.
Yep. Now,
Yeah, because
Astalor does nothing here. Yeah, that is
doesn't
it.
clear off enough. Yeah, that is going to be game, and we see a clean 3-0 sweep for Dreadeye.
Nice. Congratulations, Dreadeye, on winning round 2. We're going to hop on to the next match, but before we'll take a quick break, solve a few more technical issues very fast, and we'll come back for round 3. Maybe still hop on to some of the ongoing round 2 matches really soon, so we'll see you soon. See you very soon, everyone.